Good morning, students. I hope you all are fit and fine. So, students, in the previous class, we had started our chapter number 9, that is matter. So, before starting today's class, let's recall the topics which we have done in our previous class. So, students, first we have discussed about matter. Yes, what is matter? Very good. Everything that has weight and occupies space is called matter. Matter is made up of tiny particles which are called molecules, and the amount of space that the matter occupies is called its volume. Okay? Then, students, we have discussed that matter exists in three states: solid, liquid, and gas. And then from these three states of matter, we have discussed about solids and liquids. So students, anything that has a fixed shape, size and cannot flow is called a solid. And students, anything that does not have a fixed shape, can be poured easily and can flow is a liquid. Okay students? So this was all about our previous class. Now today we are going to start a new topic, that is the third state of matter, gas. So students, gases are the substances that do not have any definite shape or size. Means gases do not have any fixed shape or size. The air we breathe and the air in hot air balloon are the example of gases. Students, we cannot see air, but we do feel its presence when it blows. Yes, students, we can feel the presence of air against our skin or when we see kites flying in the sky. And students, do you know which gas we human beings and animals breathe? Yes, oxygen. Students, all living things need an important gas which is called oxygen to survive. Students, gases spread out. Yes, gases spread out to occupy the whole space in a container. And students, what about the molecules in gases? So students, in gases, the molecules are very loosely arranged. Means the molecules are far apart from each other. Okay students, so this was all about the third state of matter, that is gas. Now students, we are going to discuss some properties of matter. Properties means, students, properties are the qualities or characteristics of something. Okay? So now we will discuss some qualities or characteristics of matter. So students, the very first property of matter is that matter occupies space. This we have already discussed, that all the things which have weight and occupy space are called matter. Okay students, now the next property of matter is that solid and liquid matters have a fixed volume, but on the other hand gas do not have a fixed volume. Okay, now if we talk about the shape, then students, solid has a fixed shape while liquid and gas do not have a fixed shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are filled. Okay? Now, the next property of matter is that gas can dissolve in liquid. It means gas can mix in liquid. To understand this, let me ask you a question. Students, how do water plants and animals breathe underwater? Yes, they breathe the air which is dissolved in water, right? Yes, students. Air is dissolved in pond, river and stream water, and this dissolved air is taken by the water animals and plants for their breathing. Okay? Now, the next property of matter is that solid dissolves in liquid. Students, tell me one thing. Do you drink milk daily? I know that all of you must be drinking milk daily, right? Yes. So have you ever seen your mama mixing sugar in milk? Yes, you all must have seen, right? So students, as you all know, sugar is a solid substance whereas milk is a liquid. And students, when solid dissolves in liquid, it breaks into very tiny particles which slowly spread throughout the liquid. Yes, I am repeating this again, that when solid dissolves in liquid, it breaks down into very tiny particles which slowly spread throughout the liquid. Okay, students, and this liquid in which the solid dissolves is called the solvent. Yes, students, what do we call the liquid in which the solid dissolves? Very good. Solvent. And students, the solid substance which get dissolved in liquid is called the solute. Students, in this example of sugar and milk, sugar is a solid substance, whereas milk is a liquid substance. So, sugar will be considered as a solute and milk will be considered as a solvent. Okay? Now, students, when we mix a solute in a solvent, for example, if we mix sugar in the milk, a mixture will be formed, right? And this mixture is thus called a solution. Okay? Yes, students, a mixture with a solute dissolved in the solvent is called solution. Students, to understand this better, we will perform an activity now. Okay? Students, you will do this activity at your home and I am doing this activity at my home. Okay? So, students, for this activity, we need a glass with little water in it and a ball with some salt or sugar. Here, I have taken salt. Okay? Students, as you know, this salt is a solid that we are going to mix in the liquid. Water is the liquid here, right? And sugar is solid. Okay? Now the solid that we mix in the liquid is called the solute. So, what is the solute here? Yes, salt. And students, the liquid in which the solid is mixed is called the solvent. So students, this is the solute, means salt is the solute and water is the solvent. Okay? Now we will try to mix salt with water. Okay, students? We will take some salt and put it in the glass filled with water. Now we will mix it. Now students, what happens when you mix salt and water? Yes, the salt will disappear. Now, this will become a solvent which is having the solute in it. So, it will become a solution. Yes, students, a solution is a mixture of solute and solvent. Yes, solvent and solute together form the solution. Okay, students? So now I hope you all have understood how solid dissolves in liquid and how a solution is formed. Okay? So students, this was all about today's class. Today we have done the third state of matter, that is gas, and have discussed about the properties of matter. So now let's revise it once again. Yes students, what are gases? Yes, gases are the substances that do not have any definite shape or size. The air we breathe and the air in hot air balloon are the examples of gases. Students, can we see air? No, we cannot see air, but we do feel its presence when it blows. Students, the molecules in gases are very loosely arranged, means they are very far apart from each other. Okay, students, then we have discussed some properties of matter. So, the first property of matter is that matter occupies space. Second one is solid and liquid matters have a fixed volume, but gas do not have a fixed volume. Okay, now the next one is solid has a fixed shape, while liquid and gas take the shape of the container in which they are filled. Okay, students. Now, next one is gas can dissolve in liquid. And the last one is solid dissolves in liquid. And students, if we dissolve solid in liquid, then what do we call the solid substance? Yes, we call it solute. And what do we call the liquid substance in which the solid dissolves? Very good. We call it solvent. And students, the mixture of solute and solvent is called the solution. Okay, students. So this was all about today's class. Now open your notebook and start doing your today's work. So today's work is this. First of all, write down today's date, chapter number 9, and then write down define. So the third define is solvent. So students, the liquid in which a solute dissolves is called the solvent. For example, water, milk, etc. Now the next define is solute. So students, the substance that dissolves in a solvent is called a solute. For example, salt, sugar, etc. Now the last define is gas. Students, gas is a state of matter that does not have any fixed shape or volume. Okay. Then students, you have to do the question answer. So the question number third is, what is a solution? And the answer is, a mixture in which a solute dissolves in solvent is called solution. Now the question number 4 is, name 3 gases which dissolve in water. So students, the answer is oxygen, methane and argon. So students, do this work in your notebook, and that's all for today's class. Thank you and have a nice day.